1967 brought us You Only Live Twice. Sean Connery, again, James Bond. This is going to be his last time out as James Bond. Even though they wanted him back for more, he basically quits at the beginning of this production saying, okay, this is the last one. So Bond kind of gets killed off here, but it's a fake switcheroo bit. He was in China, the masseuse give him a massage bed, he's laying on, goes up into the wall, guys come in, fire. It was a setup. Anyways, this gets Spectre to think that Bond's dead, and now he can go do shit. I guess. Title sequence sung by Nancy Sinatra has a bit of a nice little score in front of it that you do hear in association with the Bond films to this day even. You know, if they're showing Bond montage, you may hear it. It's nice. Not bad. So, Bond is given a funeral at sea, but they had a oxygen tank on him. He's retrieved on a submarine. I guess Moneypenny and M are there. They're telling him, hey, this is what's up. We have a situation going on. This is an odd plan, a bit of a reach. Space gets brought into the mix. We have American astronauts have been abducted and killed in space. Their craft taken. They're blaming the Russians. Later on, the same shit happens to the Russians. They're going to blame the Americans. They do it again. Nukes, all total warfare. Going to be broken out over the lives of a couple of cosmonauts and astronauts in the space race. You know, Bond getting in on the space race, I suppose. But, yeah, it comes to some assumptions here. Is this really going to start a war? If it's happening to both of them, can they really believe it's either? This movie kind of starts a dark trend. A bit goofier. Things get to be a bit too much of a stretch. I'll say that this is the first one where we have the crazy elaborate sets. Yeah, pretty respectable work here. How they managed to get this volcano. You know, they have like this volcano lid that it's retractable at the base of this dormant volcano. It looks like there's water settled there. But it's not, it's steel. Retracts, and that's where they've got their operation where they're launching their space stuff. And it looks pretty good, really. You know, nothing to complain about as far as that goes. Maybe their monorail system looks a bit jacked up. But Blofeld, you see his face here, it's played by Donald Pleasance. He doesn't come across as particularly imposing, but he's got this scar kind of thing going. You feel like a lot of Dr. Evil comes out of this in the way he looks and behaves. Bond is in Japan. He meets up with this gal, Aki. She's going to be his go-between agent, helping him with this other guy, Tiger, of Japan. And they have like some stupid scheme to turn Bond Japanese. And he only is Japanese for like a minute, which is weird. And maybe some would say a bit racist. Some would say. Especially this day and age. I did like how Bond had this little Nelly toy helicopter he flies around in. Has a lot of bells and whistles, missiles, air mines, all kinds of crazy shit. Takes out some other helicopters. Nice scene here as Bond is spying and trying to find this volcano possible base, find out how they're doing this stuff. Of course, the giveaway is that when he gets over the volcano, that's when the shit comes after him. Now, if you don't want him to know he found anything, don't do nothing to him. Anyways, this gal, Aki, the Japanese agent, she drives a Toyota 2000 GT, particularly a one-of-a-kind model. That, I don't know what that sound was. This is a one-of-a-kind convertible. Sean Connery can barely fit in this. It's so incredibly narrow, you need a skinny girl next to you just to be in it thing. But she's the one driving, and when Bond exits, watch the way how he opens the door and has to like squeeze past the raked windshield. I mean, this thing is tiny. But it is so cool looking, and you know, it's got some spy gadgetry set up on it. TV screens at the time, considered pretty advanced stuff. I think Bond has to look backwards to actually see it. Kind of a odd setup there. I guess there's no room on the dash. But this car is actually the grandfather of all Japanese performance cars. It's considered the collectible Japanese vehicle. FYI. Though this is the only convertible. Anyways, she actually gets killed. There's a pretty cool assassin scene. This ninja guy breaks into the ninja compound where Bond is training and tries to poison Bond by dripping this string with poison on it. And the poison drips down the string. It's going to get in his mouth while he's sleeping. But instead it goes into Aki's mouth, suffocates her. Bond doesn't seem too broken up over it. But he's like, yeah, it's go time. Okay, well, you have to take a wife. You're going to be Japanese. You're training to be a ninja. Some shit. We're going to train you to be a ninja in 2 days. Sure. Well, him and his wife, I don't even remember her name, fake wife agent business stuff. I don't think they hook up at all. I could be mistaken. They head over to the island where this volcano's at. They're swimming and stuff. They go under this area where there's some smoke, poison gas stuff taking people out, but they continue swimming under it. Catch wind of the whole operation. I think Bond gets captured, has a little talk of Blofeld, then is able to help open the hatch when all this stuff goes down. However, but they're launching another space probe, okay, up to capture the next flight. And in the meantime, the world powers are getting ready to go to war over this. You have your 100 ninja commandos descending from these ropes atop the lid of the volcano. It's pretty cool shit. It's quite impressive, the amount of gunplay and swords and people rappelling. This might have a world record for people rappelling in one scene. It's pretty epic. So, I think that's pretty cool. I do like how as the control hub is under fire, Blofeld says it's impenetrable, but watch his cat once stuff starts exploding in there. This cat is having the worst time. This cat is totally tripping, clinging on, trying to get away. It's like, it's pretty crazy. Keep an eye on that. So, ultimately, Blofeld gets taken out. Well, he tries to kill Bond, has a throwing star thrown at him, misfires, gets on his tram and exits. That's the last time you've seen of him. He also had a henchman who tried to rough people up. He gets fed to some piranhas. There's piranhas shown earlier because of this other chick. Not really too much worth talking about there. Just some girl tried to double-cross Bond instead of actually defecting. And the convoluted kind of plot. There was something about MSG. I'm going to steal these. I've got these plans for monosodium glutamate. And it's like, whatever. Yeah, I watched so many. I watched like 6 Bond movies again, back, and it's hard to keep all the details straight. But the bad guys lose. Blofeld seems to get away. Bond saves the day. But I think that this one started a campier mindset for Bond, something that doesn't entirely work. Kind of a fun movie. I can kind of see overlooking this. You only live twice, 2.5 out of 4 stars.